All right, everybody, welcome. This is Tales from Flipside. This is episode 219. Thor, some comic book news, a decent sized market report, and we'll see what's going on. Let's go, boys. Cool. All right.
What's happening? How's it going?
You know.
Glad to be freaking back.
Yeah, I know. Long lost member.
Dude, I just work 1 week, sick 1 week, and vacation 1 week, man. Whoop my ass.
What else is going on? Leg texting me WrestleMania trivia and on the weekend.
yeah, just random WrestleMania trivia.
It's fine. It's good. I like it.
Yeah, good stuff. There's some good main events back in the day.
Oh,
still some good ones. So
yeah, Mr. Colbert back from Vegas, survived the Vegas trip.
Barely, Jesus! Like, shout out to all my coworkers. You know, doing the whole like sales kickoff thing. I forget how much sales reps can drink. Like
it's like a prerequisite. It's like golfing and drinking.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. Let's kind of kick it in. We'll kick it in.
The legs in the wrong field.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, sort of.
Okay, so I don't really do this in too much of an order.
We'll just see what you draw up, man.
Yeah, I know. So I brought this up. People were like, "Whoa, what is this?" So Nick Cage. So Nick Cage has been on the press circuit for his new movie, whatever is coming out. It's supposed to be really good. But he said a side note. Somebody asked him about his comic book collection, and he said that he just wants his comics back. So somebody stole his comics, I guess, at some point.
Yeah, that's a pretty famous story back in the day. That one of those Action 9s is his.
Yeah, he still hasn't got them back.
Action 1 9.0, I should say.
Yeah. So he still hasn't got them back. So he's like, hey man, because I asked him like, what's your favorite comic? What do you have anything? Just stuff like that. And somebody said, I just want the ones I had back. So it's been so long, he still hasn't received them. So
he got paid out by the insurance company, so they weren't technically his when they were recovered. They were recovered in a storage locker, right?
That sounds correct.
I think they found him like probably close to a decade later in a storage locker, and at that point he'd been paid out, so they weren't
correct. And the funny thing is,
his.
In this little news junket or whatever they posted like a fake phone number to call in. So I don't know. I mean, it'd be cool, right? I mean, I'm sure he'd pay pretty much fair market value, I would assume, or whatever his comics are worth.
We can't get it.
Well, yeah. So.
We didn't. I don't think we put it on the thing. Did we talk about the Superman last week, or is that this week?
Superman
1 selling for $5 million.
I did it last week, I think.
Okay, I fell asleep, so I was dead to the world.
No, you're okay.
But I mean, shit. Can you imagine what the Action 1 goes for now?
Yeah.
$3 million's a fucking.
Yeah, that's gotta be nuts.
It's gonna be pulling. I don't know. I assume closer to 10.
Probably. I mean,
something like that.
There's
all these records. People are kind of realizing how rare some of this stuff is. Especially in high grade.
There's a Tech 27.65 coming up.
Wow.
I mean, that's near the top of that census, right? Maybe not the top, but it's got to be top 5.
I'm not sure. I mean,
I should have looked before I talked out my ass, but I know it's. I mean, the top one is an 8.5, I think.
I can tell you.
There can't be many at the 6 range or above.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, so I'm like quickly scanning through the story. It looks like they did recover his Action 1 back in 2011, but his Tech 27 is still missing.
Okay.
So Tech 27, 8.5, and then 9.2. I don't know what you said. What did you say? What grade?
There's a 9.2?
Yeah. Universal 9.2. Yeah, that's the highest graded too.
Is that the Promise?
I don't think
that's newer.
I don't know.
It used to be 8.5 was the top.
Yeah, 9.2.
Well, it's either the Mile High or the Promise, but I thought the Mile High was locked away.
I know. Who knows is I think she posted about it. Anna Love. I don't know whose it was, but so that's a little interesting news. I guess I'll move this one to last. Next on the list, I just post a lot of other things. So I saw this going through. So this is The Shining's like actual acts from The Shining. So
Oh shit!
yeah. So it's an auction house that I really haven't heard of. They actually have it up because I gave it to Paul. Paul wanted it. So estimate the minimum bid right now is, I don't think they don't have it live yet, but it's 50 G's, and they're estimating this is going to go from anywhere from 90 to 100,000. Gotta have it rock and roll, I guess. I mean, yeah, I can show
Must
you
be
guys.
a prop house type auction company.
Yeah, it looked like it.
I mean, that's a wild piece of history.
Yeah, let me put my screen real quick. Here we go.
Did you guys
So, yeah.
see the guy that stole the? He was slowly stealing from like a college library over the years. I forget exactly. It was fairly recently. They caught him, and he had some of the rare stuff.
Yeah.
I think it was Michigan. I think it was Michigan State. Michigan State has one of the largest comic book, I guess museums you would call it. I got to go up there and interview the guys.
Maybe it wasn't that one. That's the big one, but it was somewhere in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, a little bit every day, man. Right? It's one of those things. Crazy.
Yeah, that's hard stuff to prove. Unfortunately, you crack the slab and there you go.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure most of that stuff wasn't slab.
So yeah, no, for sure not.
So a college has a comic book collection.
Yeah, so Michigan State. Yeah, Michigan State has one of the biggest ones. It's up in East Lansing. It's I don't know how much they have it on like notice, but it's like kind of like the Library of Congress thing. They have like certain issues and stuff, and
yeah, you've got to like sign in to view them as historic like archives shit.
Yeah, I bought a Hulk at 181 off Michigan State.
Yeah.
I think back in the day.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was cool. So, like, there's that website. Me and Sean. That was that website's. It's a little more known than when me and Sean knew about it. But now, they got some good deals here and there. But it's like one of those things like once in a while.
Now, I was going to say that a bunch of universities, in particular, I think Savannah College of Art and Design has their archives has a crap ton of original artwork in it, like comic original art. Because what will happen is that historically, before people figured out how to monetize this stuff, these creators would pass away and their family would donate it to their university, and then it goes into the archive and it just never gets seen by the light of day. So I don't remember what dude's name is, but the big boy who's always selling like original artwork at all the big shows is talking about how so much of this, like of the really desirable stuff, is in the archives of people's universities because their families gave it to the university.
Yeah, so this is 350,000 items in the Michigan State Again, I don't know how old it is, 2019, so there's probably more, but yeah. So,
I mean, that's wild because it makes sense.
Yeah, so they have just cool stuff,
And some have some crazy film archives. Like I saw crazy videos at UCLA, like underground punk stuff that you check out, but you had to view like there in that room and these little rooms and stuff like that. These crazy videos that it's like, I really wish the access to the public. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or at least on the internet now, because but it's not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but just cool stuff that you really don't see. So I mean, yeah, but interesting. That guy probably has seen and everything, but so. That's that one. Let's see what else we got. What else we got? I'm thinking. So we talked about this axe that's going off. Here you go, Z. This is all you. Little Wonder Twins action.
I mean, I only saw that they were cast. I mean, I recognized the one kid from. Is he Riverdale, right?
Sure.
Yeah, that's Archie from Riverdale.
Yeah.
Boy, don't act like you don't know.
I sadly didn't get into that one. I mean, I do love the CW. I'm not going to doubt it. I love me some Supernatural and watch the shit out of it, but didn't get into Riverdale. But it appears they're actually making this damn thing. I thought this was going to be one of those like, yeah, we're going to maybe think about it,
Yeah.
But it looks like they may actually do something.
So is it? So what is it? A show?
I think it's an HBO Max movie. Which is what Blue Beetle started out as, and then they decided to make it a theatrical.
Yeah.
HBO Max, right? Batman on the day, right, boys? April 18th. So
yeah, it is. It came out this morning.
I watched it. I watched it today.
How many times did you fall asleep, Carter?
1.5 times. I nodded off, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta take a nap." Came back with a vengeance.
Oh boy, what'd you think of it? Decent?
It was okay. I tell you what, it felt like a Batman movie, but it felt like Dick Grayson filling in for Batman. How about that?
Interesting.
That's one way to think of it.
I don't know. I kind of liked having it seeing it in the theater.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought because it was so big and like the music is so effective.
Yeah.
Compared to a lot of other ones. So yeah, and being in that dark theater like that, I thought was pretty good.
So we're gonna end this podcast so I can watch it. No. So we got this is the big thing. Obviously Thor: Love and Thunder came out. The I guess official trailer, right? Everybody's super stoked on the panel, right? I'm sure.
Teaser? No, it's worth it.
Yeah, right. So let's hear thoughts, reactions, anything.
I'm still glad they haven't given us too much away. I would love to just go to this one with very minimal expectations.
Okay.
Yeah, same here. There's no gore. So so not having him in there. So this is still the only clue we have about Christian Bale as a toy.
Well, that worries me is maybe they decided that reaction was not so strong to the toy, and they've said, well, we're not going to show that off. Maybe they edited that trailer after that whole deal.
A little more Guardians heavy than I thought it would be.
I don't think they're going to be in it long, though.
Okay. I mean, it's like half the commercial basically is doing that stuff. Not too much Natalie Portman. I mean, literally 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But
in my head, when they announced it was going to be her movie and he was just in it, but it doesn't appear that way.
No, not at all. I totally thought she was supposed to have a separate movie, but who knows? We only got 2 minutes of it, so.
I mean, they can definitely send us left and they be moving right, and we don't know it.
Is that her actual body? Natalie
It absolutely is. So there was a bunch of photos that leaked almost like 6 or 7 months ago, like because it was funny because my girlfriend asked the same thing when I showed it to her this morning, and I pulled up the photos, but she got in like CrossFitter shape for this. So.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how much she had to bulk up? Because she's a tiny.
Yeah, she's a tiny gal.
Yeah. I mean, here, let me see if I can find a link to the image real fast. But like you can see it in like her neck and her shoulders. Like she's just like very brolic looking at this point.
Oh God. I had a flashback. I went to IndieCon this weekend, and there was a dude cosplaying as She-Hulk, and it was I don't know if I needed to see it.
Looking like Vera DeMilo.
Big dude though.
Oh, well, interesting.
Like a buff guy?
No,
Or
just big.
Guy? Okay.
More like you big.
Okay. Yeah, nobody wants to see me as She-Hulk.
No. That's what I mean.
So I just dropped a link in the private chat. So it's a side by side of her when they announced San Diego 2019 that she was going to be She-Thor or whatever, and like her some months after like on set.
We'll see if I can do this. Oh, look at that.
Oh, wow. Get the fuck out! No.
Yeah, nope. And there's multiple positions of her like in that outfit, so it's like that is very much so her. She can see her legs.
Yeah, she got so swole she can't even put her arm to her side anymore.
Oh yeah. My!
Like,
Okay.
has she been in hiding then since that point?
I mean, kind of. Yeah. I mean, she.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's Natalie Portman. I don't think she just rolled out to McDonald's.
She's vegan too. I wonder how she bulked up. She's vegan.
Dude, they got all the good drugs in Hollywood. She's drinking baby blood.
Baby.
Am I making
None
that
of these people will have to worry about it. How did Chris
vegan
Pratt
idea
turn
this
into like a
Spider-Man?
buff surfer dude?
Well,
Yeah, so I dropped a couple more from different angles just so you can see like she.
I got you.
Like it's definitely mainly like shoulders and arms. Like she definitely went for the muscles.
Well, that's probably what they needed for the movie.
Yeah, I mean you can see a little bit in her legs, like definitely, but like it's definitely all like shoulders, back, and arms.
Yeah, she's doing those chin ups. You see all those CrossFitters do chin ups and
Basically.
squats.
Yeah.
Hey, you just gotta look in the costume. That's all it takes.
Good. Look at that. I like this. Good stuff. Okay. So,
I mean, I like that we're probably going to see some more Korg, and that's always a wild character.
Yeah.
I think it's still going to maintain a lot of the Ragnarok sort of vibe.
Oh yeah, definitely doing that. They knew they were onto something when they hit with that. You know what I mean? You can tell even the colors in the poster and stuff like this.
What do you think about the poster, Leg? You buying this? Are you going out and trying to frame this thing?
No.
Okay, I don't know.
But like, I don't know. Stormbreaker's cool, I guess. He kind of plants it. Is that Groot's head he's standing on top of?
I mean, it could be. You never even know.
Because that's Groot. Because that's his arm. Is the axe.
Kind of does look like that. I didn't think about it.
I didn't until just like literally when I said it out loud just now. But he does plant the axe. So I don't know if he's planting it like in the ground when he puts it down or what he's doing with that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
is that Saturn?
Like
Is that Saturn in the background too? I assume with the rings.
Looks like it.
Looks like it, right? Mm.
Yeah. There's also I dropped one more link in there. So there's an image from the trailer that is that's almost an identical shot for shot remake of a Jason Aaron Rubik like image from the comics.
Yeah. For sure use that.
I'll be right back, gentlemen.
Okay, you're good, dude.
CBR was posting about that this morning.
Yeah, I saw that too. Cool.
Yeah. It looks good. Looks exciting. We kind of know the sort of the blend of the storylines we're taking off here because obviously it's going to be, the female Thor from Marvel now, and clearly the God of Thunder run, which is good. I'm glad they used the good stuff. I didn't read that Thor run, but I definitely read the Jason Aaron God of Thunder run.
So the chatter on the boards, which is AKA Facebook and all the groups I'm subscribed to get the latest and greatest information that nobody has. No, Thor, first Thor, female Thor, not Jim 84, but from the modern era, Thor 1. What do we think is going to happen? So in the market report, we see a 90 in there. Do we think people are putting it in for like thousands of dollars and crazy amounts of money because it finally happened?
I'm trading mine away for. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead, man.
No, I said I'm trading mine away for towards something bigger, but somebody wanted it at 400 market value, so I was like, hey, you can have it. There's a lot of people who were shorting the Thor 1 because they're like, oh, it's going to be. I mean, I heard everything from like Taskmaster comparisons and Eternals comparisons, and I was like, nah, let's not go that far. $1,000 book that I don't know. But the way that they're like setting up, like what it seems like the narrative of the story is going to be, it almost feels like this might be Hemsworth's like swan song. And I mean, does Portman really want to like take over a franchise like this? Like, I mean, who knows? But that seems to be kind of the angle that they're playing in that trailer is that Thor is looking for his place in the world, and if it means being whoever he is at this point, because he's not the king of Asgard, he's just a guy.
Do we think that with Jane and stuff like that, do we think it's almost like Captain Marvel and Brie Larson where the book will just be like hot for like Avenging Spider-Man 9 is not what it used to be, right, guys? I mean,
definitely
absolutely not. But I think isn't Natalie Portman more affable?
Likeable?
No. What's yeah. She's not
one of America's sweethearts.
Yeah, I mean, what really tarnished that? I mean, let's be frank about it. Like, she said a lot of things that a lot of people weren't like keen on going right into that movie. Whereas Natalie Portman has, generally speaking, been like, we grew up with her. Most of us remember her as far back as Leon the Professional. I mean, she came out squeaky clean out of the prequel trilogy. Like, I mean, she's kind of, even when she's in bad movies, she's not bad in them.
I think it's hard to believe. I find it hard to believe she's going to want to commit to
True. That's the thing. That's like, I mean, she's got an Oscar. I'm pretty sure at this point. Like, she
just
doesn't
cheated
really.
roles. Yeah.
She doesn't. Yeah, she's got a pick of the litter. She doesn't really need to become a franchise player. Like, they managed to catch a lot of these cats, other than Downey. I mean, even then, he was down on his luck when they found him. Like, everybody was kind of like needed Marvel, and she doesn't. So,
Yeah, that'll be interesting coming up. Like Marvel castings in general. You know, it's like, especially going forward, because everybody wants to be on Marvel now. It's a new hotness, right? It's like everybody in Hollywood. I bet you're back in the day when Downey and all the like first Avenger movies started rolling off. Like there was what, maybe 100 people maybe going on casting. Now there's thousands probably, and everybody wants to be in it because it's a blockbuster, and like, you know, that's how, you know, every A through D plus person on the planet's going to be on, trying to be on one of those, because you can revive your career, or it's a big money thing, right? So
Yeah, but I don't think they want to use big stars either. I mean,
it's a lot of money.
I mean, they want it for the draw. I mean, that's the reason why Oscar Isaac's in Moon Knight. Like, you know, it's a, oh man, it's a get. Like, it's. I mean, that's the reason why, like, you know, Iron Man 1 had so many Oscar nominated actors in it. It's like they wanted the legitimacy of having those type of, you know, I mean, Robert Redford's done one of these things before. Like, those names draw out people who are not fans of superhero films to be like, I want to see what this person is going to do in a Marvel film. Like, they got our money. They still want to try and draw in the people who are the normies, who are like, oh, this notable actor, this Timothée Chalamet, this whoever's doing, you know, they just won the Oscar last year. They were nominated for an Oscar last year, and they're doing a Marvel movie. I'll go see it.
I don't know if they have to, though. I mean, look at Shang-Chi is almost all unknowns, and not all, but you know what I mean.
I was like, what's his face is like one of the biggest like historical actors of like Chinese cinema. Like, I mean,
well, I get that, but it wasn't like, you know, the whole cast wasn't a bunch of
A-list stars.
Exactly.
True.
And I don't think Marvel needs to sign those for their leads, because then they're, you know, yes, it's big money for anybody that gets it, but it's, you know, they're not walking into Downey money.
What do we think of July 8th dropping? Decent, right? Right after 4th of July, right?
I mean, what's around it at this point, like movie wise?
I don't even know.
I'm not sure.
Is there more than one movie a month these days?
Yeah. I mean, who's going to go up against the Marvel Studios at this point? Like, I mean, I feel like,
I mean, DC was supposed to, and I still think there's something supposed to drop around that time, DC wise. They didn't push everything back.
Isn't The Rock is April, right? With the Black Adam, or not April, August, or is he further back?
hold on, let me see. The latest I heard, Black Adam's October.
Okay. Do they have any? When's Aquaman? Aquaman might be in that time.
Oh, stupid. Well, sorry.
I'm not gonna put him at that.
Shazam traded places with something too. I could have.
Oh yeah, Shazam earlier, but that's Christmas.
Black Adam's October 21st. Shazam's the 16th. That's the only two movies they have really coming out.
Oh, did Aquaman get pushed next year too?
Aquaman 2023 March.
Listen, nobody's going to get into Marvel. I mean, I talked about it when we went to see the Batman list. When we went to opening weekend of Spider-Man, theaters were packed, like just packed. That was kind of in pseudo past Christmas COVID. And then Batman, I mean, there were a lot of screens having shows, but everywhere I saw it looked like there was, you know, quarter capacity.
Yeah, I don't see any comic stuff coming out in July except for that. And the 29th is the DC League of Super Pets.
Mm.
So do we? Okay, so let's do a little predictions. And we can
I do think DC's making their money on going to just trying to make their money on the streaming.
Yeah, I mean, it's smart. I mean, it's, you know, but what do we think? Do we think it goes bigger than Spider-Man, or do we think it's kind of it's gonna?
You can't dethrone Spider-Man.
Okay.
No,
I mean, Strange is making a good run at it from a pre-sales perspective. Like
Strange is
giving it a run for its money from a pre-sales perspective.
That's cool.
I mean, I get it. I just, man, Spider-Man is always kind of Spider-Man.
Well, Spider-Man's gonna Spider-Man, but Spider-Man in the grand scheme of things, like it teed up multiversal stuff. Strange is about to, like, you know, come across the top of the assist. Yeah, like it's just gonna be a slam dunk of this is going to dictate where we go for the next like 5 years.
I just feel like you lose a little bit of the youngest audience that you get with Spider-Man. Like when I went to Spider-Man, there was tons of like 7, 8, 9-year-olds, and I think Strange, you lose a little bit of that. Not that they're the paying audience, but
Correct.
Those kids do bring in their parents that may not have necessarily wanted to go see Strange.
Yeah,
cool. You're not wrong.
Let's break it into market part. You want to drive since you did it?
Yeah, let's see if I knock some rust off.
Yeah. Fair.
All right, let's see here.
I just kind of do it alphabetically, but if you want to,
no, that's fine. I didn't have a real plan.
Oh, you're fine.
This one caught my eye because we all look at the classic comics stories and think they're all rubbish, but if you get to the really early ones, they can be interesting. Not that you're going to probably find them in the bin, but you never know.
Correct.
Wandering the wrong thrift shop or pawn shop or those weird places.
You probably will, but you won't know what the hell it is, and you'll be like, eh.
Well, you can look at the dates, and you can see this one's got the different look of the title than some of the other ones.
Yeah, because there's a lot of times where I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is the first. No, it's not.
Yeah, you got to look at it, but you
got to study it. Yeah.
Nobody knows what the hell they are, so it's one of those things. Like, there's not too many bastions left of hope in the wild. You're not going to find it at an old school shop, but some of the new shops, who fucking knows, man? They don't know what those are.
One bidder, so it's good. It's one of those things. Like, I'd buy it for like cheap, obviously, but it's like one of those things. Like, you got to find the right buyer, man.
You're not gonna instant flip it, but just saying, it's one of those things that I bet most of us wouldn't dig through that section if we saw it.
I can't stand to look through Classics Illustrated.
No, and I wouldn't do it in an established shop. But if you were out in the world,
it's up there with funny books.
Some of those early prints of the like the horror stuff, the Frankenstein, all that stuff sells well. So it piqued my interest when I see a classic comics at almost $1,000.
Yeah.
So, things to look at. Just caught this because it happened to sell. It's in a tad bit of a lull.
Okay, so I just saw. I was tracking a couple of auctions or at least sales, and there were bras that sold for $5. So that feels off.
Yeah, I felt like it was trending over $1,000, right? Or
yeah.
Yeah, like what was that? Like 2 summers ago when Sony dropped every like announcement under the sun about Spider-Verse related.
Will make
movies.
Every movie ever made.
Yeah.
Basically.
So I don't know if it continues to die down. It might be one to kind of look for.
Like, was this a Five Below book back in the day?
Yes.
Was it?
Yeah, it definitely was.
It's one of the big ones I remember.
Yeah, and it didn't sell for that much back then, though.
No,
it was still a great book for a Five Below back, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it was cheap.
It wasn't expensive. This was like
I think they were selling for $40-$50 for a long.
Yeah, it's a $50 raw for years.
So. This one caught my eye for being exceptionally low. I don't know if it was just a
that hurts a lot.
Well, I'm assuming it was a buy it now that somebody just really fucked up on. So, I don't know. Thought it was weird.
That's a third.
This one's way down.
Well, that's second appearance, though.
Well, I know, but it was still, 400?
Okay.
Wasn't it 6 and 4? 6 and 4.5?
Yeah, it was,
something like that.
It's the male phenomenon. It's the what have you done for me lately? Like once we get anything Echo related again, it'll creep right back up there again.
Yeah.
I know they're doing a show. I still have a hard time wrapping my brain what that's going to be. So
a backdoor Daredevil season 4,
probably.
Oh, fingers crossed.
Yeah, for sure.
I hate that I even put this book on.
I know.
When I put this book on, it's like when Dino sees the Batman 1 pages.
I know, it's terrible.
Oof.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
I know who bought that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He texted me like the minute that he won it. He was like, oh, that's going on the market report. And sure as shit.
Nice. Well, congrats to whoever it was. I applaud you even though I don't have it in me.
Yeah, I don't have it in me to spend that on.
He's in the chat.
96,
He's in the
really.
chat, so he can
good.
out. He can out himself.
Good. Well, it's funny. It's like I think it's funny that our at least our group knows people in the group, so it's like they're like, yeah, it's gonna be on the market. But I think that's the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. Some
dumb idiot's gonna notice the sale and put it on.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, they're famous. What can I say? They're famous.
Yeah. I don't know. I caught a stash of this big auction had just a bunch of Copper Age books that sold, and I think this one is one that's kind of trending up a bit. Used to be cheap. I didn't dig in enough to see if it's a high sale, but I know it's trending the upwards way.
Yeah, I think it was like two or 300. Me and Tony used to look at this book, and the all black Dread book was the last issue. Like maybe it was all black. Remember, he was looking for a 90 in that one. I still haven't seen one of those in forever.
Yeah. So these were, they're not in order because we didn't do that, but a lot of Copper Age books in this quote big auction. I do like that he at least didn't throw fire emojis. He did something unique.
Cool.
So, congrats.
Yeah.
I love showing a beat ass key and showing the floor price, but a Fantastic 448, no cover.
Jesus.
$400. I remember when you could get a nice upper mid grade for this.
Yep.
It was a long time ago, but not that long ago.
I mean, I bought one missing a coupon for like 300 like 4 years ago, like right before COVID popped off.
Yeah. Which is a significantly smaller defect.
Yeah. And it was one that CGC missed. Oops, did I say out loud?
Get it, boy.
Damn.
Man, you might as well just confess to a murder.
Don't say the grade, or everybody's gonna be looking at their copy going, son of a bitch, I know this is it.
That's funny.
Oh man. They never miss.
Ooh.
I didn't know this had a Mark Jewelers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, I was
never seen.
I was watching that, but not to the end. I think I was watching it when it was like $90.
So I mean, it definitely got a nice premium. It was one that caught my eye because I didn't know it existed. I mean, I guess it's dumb of me not to think about it, but it's never one I've seen. Never seen anyone hunt it, I guess, either. Yeah. So cool book. This is Leg's version.
Yeah. I was looking at this book. I posted it in the market report. I know you looked at it, DZ, but it's like it was like 700, and then it just started skyrocketing. I was out. I mean, we talked about it in the pre-show. It's still a good price on
Yeah, I think that 1.8 sold for it was a year and a half ago for very close to that price. So really a 2.0 with some considerable time. A decent looking 2.0 too. I mean, it's not a turd copy.
No, the front looks great. The back's just tanned a little bit. But
so, I mean, 62 in the census. 8.5 is the top on this one. One of the all-time crime covers.
Yep.
So
yeah, I don't see that come up.
Congrats to whoever snagged it. I think they got a pretty good price. I mean, I don't think the seller lost on it, but I think who bought it probably made a great purchase.
Yeah.
Investment?
Maybe. Yeah. I'm going to say definitely purchase either way. Yo, Joe. Now, this wasn't a big auction. I thought it was, but still down a bit because this was trending near 2, right?
Yeah.
Not down a bunch, but just it was kind of like Transformers 1 about a month ago when I was on. It's just down a bit from the peaks. So, I don't know, kind of things to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
This was a weird one. I know our friend Tim always loved these oddball fucking books that nobody paid attention to, and this one was actually a pretty good deal. There were 4 sales in CGC this year. High was $750, low was $400. So you've definitely got a CBCS discount on this bad boy.
I got one of these sold raw for this price.
Yeah, so I think it was a good grab.
Yeah, I think somebody bought this from me at the Cleveland Show, Carter. I have one of these. I got it for and I bought mine absurdly back in the day for like $50 or some crazy shit. But it's not a 9.8. I don't think. I didn't really look at it.
This is also one of the ones that you may not think about looking for. I mean, who the hell digs through the E's that much? So
I'm a Sega guy, so I mean that's what lures me to it. Obviously, I mean
I just know when I'm in a shop, the E's are not my primary place to go.
That's true.
Nah, I'll say this feels like in the same vein as like either Beavis and Butthead or Ren and Stimpy comics. Like,
yeah,
you know, if you know, you know.
Yeah. Well, Moon Knight love. I still don't love this cover as much as I like the Granoff, but sells for some serious dough. Thought it would probably be a little higher, but
I think
is it Granoff 1 in 25 or 1 in 50?
1 in 50.
Okay.
I think there's a lot that are coming out of the woodworks. Let's be honest. Like back in the day when Moon Knight wasn't getting any love, there was very sparse. Let's put it that way on eBay here and there.
People waited long enough for get value.
Oh yeah.
Where are we feeling on Moon Knight as a group?
I don't think people knew what to expect at all. Everybody kept expecting they were going to get Marvel's Batman, and it's not. It's not what that shows like whatsoever.
Yeah,
I don't think people were expecting this ancient Egypt kind of deal going on. I don't think people knew what they were in for.
I do appreciate that Marvel they do what they want. I give them props for they're not giving us the same thing over and over in their TV.
Yeah. And I wish we got more Moon Knight. You know what I mean? Like instead of just the his two personalities, or you know what I mean.
I just don't know if they want to spend that budget on the effects. You know,
that's got to be it, man. So I don't know. There hasn't been any secrets. There was no werewolves, so it turned out to be jackals. Like, I don't know.
I mean, that costume's all effects, right?
It has to be.
Yeah.
I mean,
and both costumes are good.
I hope the No Shoe is. I hope there's a good cosplay on it, dude. That's got legendary cosplay written all over it. If you do it well enough, obviously.
Yeah, Conchu's kind of stealing the show.
Yeah.
So far.
Did anybody catch the Kang Easter egg that was in there?
No.
The kid who. So the person who goes splat, the back of his jacket, the jean jacket, has Rama Tut on the back of it.
Huh.
Oh.
Nice. I mean, I don't know. I will say I'm enjoying it. I still don't know what to think of it. Let's go with that. But I'll let them tell their story.
Yeah, same here. I'm hoping. Seems like it's halfway over already. It doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, they're telling a whole lot of stuff real fast.
I mean, Marvel's got a second act problem with these TV shows. We know that. Like, it's like, oh shit, we got 3 episodes left. Just shove 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. Like, hurry up and get it done.
Well, I think they're trying to avoid the Netflix. You know, we don't want 13. You know,
people are saying it's costumes real, not. But I think the cape is.
I think it's VX visual effects augmenting. Let's say.
Okay. Interesting.
I
love this book.
Yeah, absolutely. I kick myself every time I don't buy a copy.
Me too.
Just,
Tony wanted he wanted us to buy every copy of this that ever came out.
I mean, it wasn't a bad deal back in the day when you're getting for $200 a pop. I mean,
no, it was not.
It's really not. It's not really appreciating like most should. And of the lowest lane books, this is the book. You know,
yeah, it's a goat, man. Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just one that I always appreciate.
I hate this.
Still climbing, but honestly,
damn,
okay. That's down. That's not a lot from peak 2021 prices.
Agreed. I sold mine before the peak, and I got about 57. And that was a year and a half ago. So it's staying-ish.
Yeah, I was able to get more.
Oh, wait. Was that Chris?
I was gonna say I got for an 8.5, I was able to get like 7.5, $8 grand back in 2021.
Yeah, I think there was a nice window.
I set the GPA record at 7.5. Yeah, me too. I set the GPA record at 7.5, like $1,300.
Yeah.
So
I sold my 8.5 for $2,500 back in like 4 years ago when nobody cared about this book.
Yeah, I've got one left that I'm holding on to.
Yeah, my last. I've got the good one. I still got the 9.0 left,
Whew.
but I've got the only copy I have is at CGC right now. But honestly, I think it's going to be a 2.0.
Yeah.
So
Then you won't feel
whatever.
too bad about moving
It was $500, and raw MCS they had it at 1.8. The press just flattened the cover a little. There was not much you could clean in that grade level. There's not much you can do. So I did that. It's there. They better not pull the freaking cover off because it's hanging on by for dear fucking life.
God knows with them. But I mean, honestly, if they pull the cover off, it's probably not going to move the grade a ton.
No, probably not.
So.
I put this one on. This ended today, actually, like 30 minutes before the show started. We always look at this. Me and Nico always talk about this book. I mean,
no, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Cheesecake art book.
Yeah.
It's not one that everybody's hunting, but if you're in that kind of genre, that's on the top of your list.
Yeah, no grade. I mean, it's a little beat. Obviously, the back's not terrible, but the front's. Yeah.
No, it's for an all black cover. It's got enough eye appeal that you're going to be pretty happy with it. So.
Oh shit!
Spawn, black and white. That's a pretty solid sale in my book.
Yep.
So
it's a cool book. I just honestly never completely fell in love with this book.
I got rid of
because it's such a later edition.
It's so confusing.
Yeah, because of years.
And it's tough to get into. Like I had that 9.8 obviously that like pressed for me, but it's like it's so hard to get rid of that book unless it's a true Spawn fan. Like nobody's, you know what I'm saying? It's just a niche book where it's like,
Though honestly, if we look at, I don't know, Doc Joe was shooting in the chat about all those 9.8 books in the 200 range, the 150 to 200 that are selling for $1,000 a pop. This one's starting to look reasonable.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I don't know.
This isn't the easiest one to find.
Nope.
No, and a 9.8's a bitch.
And it's black back and front. So.
Yeah, I stopped putting spawns for sale. I'm literally just gonna grab whatever. I mean, I have to go through all mine still, whatever I have, to see if I can get 9.6, 9.8 on them, and go from there. I'm not selling raw high grade spawns anymore.
No, and I mean, I don't know that you're waiting on a movie on that bad boy, but you're sure gonna grade them.
I don't want crossover is not the right word, but it's a more expanded audience for the the McFarlane toy fans and things like that are still Spawn fans.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, grade the piss out of them, man. I
love that book.
I love it. I just still hate. I love it raw more than I love it graded, and now I struggle with it because that iconic bag with the silver and everything, and this is it's just not the same.
It should be in the bag.
Yeah,
it belongs in the bag.
I never bought a 9.8. I bought one in the bag and just did. I don't care.
It makes it a little tougher 9.8 though, because you don't know what you're working with. Because you don't want it out of the bag and then raw like an 8.0 or something. You're like, oh god damn it.
Well, then you're screwed.
Yeah. So
if you're gonna buy one, great, or buy an open one, buy a 9.8 and move on. But I don't. It doesn't give the pizzazz.
That looks hella naked. I'm not feeling that at all.
Yeah. I know. I think I'd rather, like I said, I'd rather have the bagged, or at that point, I'd just assume shoot for one of the rare kind of Doomsday prints, the 5th print, and all that crap. I don't know. This unwrapped just doesn't do it for me.
I was so prepared for Doomsday, and literally just completely shit the bed with like a half a short box full of every printing of every Doomsday book.
Yeah, that
and then was like, oh, okay, I don't know.
That's why I tend to shoot too early. Is things like that have hit you, and you're like, I will never move these again.
Yeah, I mean that was so many years ago, but I know. I mean, I did really well. Especially, I got some like Man of Steel 17 second print 9.8s and 9.6s.
Yeah.
I did okay, but I didn't remember it. All I sold was the slabs, and I got all these raws left. So
we can do. May come back around.
I still want a 5th print 9.8 though. Man of Steel 18.
Yeah, I agree. I saw one not too long ago on one of the other auction sites, and maybe MCS I missed it on. I threw this in there because I caught it late today. It jumped up about $100 from the prior sales earlier before the trailer, so I just don't know.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna list mine tomorrow.
You what?
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna list mine tomorrow.
I don't know that I'd wait too long.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a market flood, as Mel would say, the hater wave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one in a box here.
Yeah, mine's in a box with like 5 other books for a trade off to Canada. So
I was gonna say, if you gotta list them soon. At least try and go some fishing early on. God knows what people do that price.
Yeah, there's a couple books that are definitely in that vein of like, get them gone now.
Yeah, exactly. Here's another one from the big auction, Thundercats.
Newsy.
It's still going nice though. It's going strong. There's a new
People are open. Plus nostalgia.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting to see this one just because, the G.I. Joe fan base, the He-Man and the what should I say? Transformers. They're so much bigger, but I just don't know. I would expect them to outpace this book, but they're not.
I was like, who owns the rights to the Thundercats at this point?
Seems like Netflix.
Oh, yeah, shit, that is right.
Did I included one more just to kind of compare for reference, but this Voltron newsstand, half that price. And in my head, those audiences are probably more comparable, but apparently not. I don't know.
Yeah, wouldn't you think this should be a bunch of Thundercats then?
That's my thing, is I would think these two are on a more even playing field, and they're not. So I don't know why.
So it's due to the fact that, like, though culturally significant, they're probably even playing field, is that there has been a perpetual, like, spec / will they, won't they for Thundercats for like 10 years now. And nobody's doing any clamoring for Voltron. They had a Netflix series like within the last 10 years. Nobody watched it. I think people are spending money on these Thundercats, hoping that like it's going to pay dividends when they finally like announce something, whether it be an Amazon series or something live action. So,
well, I guess we will see. Yeah, I mean, because I don't see a Voltron live action anytime soon. That'd be a mofo. Where did I jump here? This was an interesting one. I actually have a 9.8 just because I collect obscure Teen Titans. First Bumblebee, the first Harlequin, which is daughter of Joker, daughter of Two-Face. I get confused.
Yeah.
But an interesting key book on a Teen Titan that sometimes wonder why they don't get play. I mean, they did pop up in the Teen Titans Go a bit. Maybe it's too close to the Wasp. I don't know. It's one that I thought I'm going to put away and just watch, but I don't see many come up. There's actually 16 9/8s in the past year. The highest sales 840. This one sold, and there was one in between the two. So I don't know. Something to be aware of. There's actually the first appearance of Karen Bleacher, who's the Bumblebee, which is issue 45. There's only 6 9/8s of that one. So, but again, first character appearance versus first costume hero appearance. Don't play that debate. But just one of those weird ones that is way back of the radar. So.
Yeah, probably good buy at $560 also.
Yeah, I mean, they aren't making a ton of them. Yeah. What would that 9.6 Drew sell for not that long ago?
13,000.
So 9.2's trending down to 5.5. Pretty good price. If you wish you bought every one of those you price. Saw. How many do you think you looked at and said, it's not a 9.6, 9.8?
I had free reign to send his books to CGC, and if I even thought it was a 9.6, I just I'd press and send it back to him. And I do know that somebody bought a raw of him in Vegas that he set up at. He doesn't set up at a lot of shows, and they didn't. They said no. They said no press 9.8, but it was pressed. So there's that. I know they 9.8 on that, but I can't even. I don't know how many. Just a whole lot of them. If you look back at my Instagram, I think probably a couple of years ago I posted like 20 of them. Mm-hmm. And before that, I think a few years before that, a picture of like another 20 of them or something like that. There's a dealer that had these non-bagged and boarded in a bag, and they're $75 a pop. and I'd buy one at each show. It'd be months later. I'd go to the next show. I'd be like, "Where's the bag?" And I just picked the best one each time because he don't let you buy one. And it was like, and I remember holding a stack of these raw in my hands. And I remember Trey was out in LA, and I said, "There's going to be a day where we completely will feel terrible that we didn't just try to buy all of these."
Should have offered him $100 a pop and taken
them. Yeah. And he didn't even bag and board them, man.
Doesn't that just hurt your soul to think about that?
Oh, 100%, man. But still, though, I mean, it's still if it's a $75 book, like how do you not bag and board a $75 book?
Right. Especially back then.
You know what I mean? Yeah, especially back then. But
I mean, what do you Dino? You don't do that.
Yeah.
It's like a pulse problem all over it, man.
Yeah, great. Great book.
Just two more. This one I just love. The cover, Witch's Tales, number 8.
Yep.
Beautiful purple color. The coloring on this one is fantastic. The death and the sickle, gorgeous. Just the colors alone. I mean, the art's good, but the coloring just makes this one amazing.
It's $266 plus $100. Not terrible. I mean, if you think about it, if you send it raw and got it graded,
that's a good price to me, and that's a gorgeous looking copy.
Yep.
The only one of these I owned was faded and beat and just rough. So, congrats to people buying these books that look like that. One last one, early Wonder Woman, first Dr. Psycho. I more just dig the cover on this one. You got the explosion in the cover or in the background, lots of bright colors, very vibrant. Again, a beautiful mid-grade copy. So
there's a 4.5 on MCS right now for like 16 and some change. So just
wow.
Yeah.
So John, is there a market report from Indiana Comic-Con?
Well, I went. I wasn't even gonna go, and then Ozzy called me up like Thursday and it's like, "Dude, I got the day off. Let's go." So 2 of my kids wanted to go, so I brought them. I didn't really do a lot of digging, but did get to see a couple members of the old group. John Brown was there selling. We ran into Philip Chung and Evan, and so we got to hang out, do a little chit chat, and shoot the shit for a bit. Really, it was a bit depressing because there were no national kind of level dealers there. Everyone bounces back and forth. Some years there's a couple of great dealers, some years not. I think they do 3 or 4 shows. They're a smaller kind of convention scene, but like their Florida one does really well, and the other one does well. So sometimes they manage to get some of the big dealers up here, and this year they just did not. So it was a lot of kind of the regional guys that we all. The Midwest see all the time.
It's the Easter. Yeah, the Easter thing kills us, man.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree, and it's the only. I've talked to the guy that runs the show. He's like, it's the only weekend I can ever get is that Indiana Convention Center is pizzacked. I mean, we're a conference town. So John had said we didn't get there till Saturday morning. John said that he had found one dealer that they had found some pretty good gems in. Another guy from the olden days had torn through and got a whole long box of dollar books that were worth flipping. So I think by the time Ozzy and I got there, it was picked pretty thin. He dug around for 3 hours. I kind of walked around with the kids more. and in 3 hours he pulled out 3 books, and none of them were worth mentioning. So thin pickings. We looked at the walls a bit. I mean, there were a few nice books, but nothing I had to part money with at the moment. Nothing at a good enough price. It was like I have to buy it. Chit chatted some. Like I said, it started out as a pretty strong comic show. It's kind of drifted to, I'd say it's 20% comic dealers, maybe.
Hey, it sounds like Motor City. That's going to happen in like a month. So
yeah, I mean, it's not
okay.
one that's terrible and you feel terrible about your money's worth. It's just not as good as it was. When we go 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Even then, I think there was, probably closer to 25 or 30% comics.
Yeah.
And at least 3 years ago, right?
Yeah, three or four, maybe. Yeah.
Well, pandemic's been 2 years, so.
Well, they canceled it one, and then they did 2 shows. And they did that's the other thing is they did one in the fall this year. They moved the Easter one to fall, and then they did it again on Easter. So you kind of didn't let the crowd settle.
Was it packed? What was the attendance like?
It was decent. I mean, we got there at opening. They cut the hour some because they'd open that bitch at 9 because we'd be hungover.
That explains it all. That explains it all. Gourmet chocolate for $20 a pound.
Gourmet fudge. Philip Chung saw it. He knew. My kid said, "Why is there fudge at the Comic-Con?" I said, "Son, that's a question that's beyond my skill set to answer and makes me want to tip my hat to Trey."
Yep.
You buy it with the Batman knife, and then they cut it up, and then serve it with the beef jerky.
Yeah, with the beef jerky, big bag of it.
I mean, like I said,
who's seen insurance and vinyl siding sold?
That was not there. We weren't all the way there. Wow. Like I said, it's still a respectable con. Good attendance. Like it's a big convention hall, very well, great aisle space, lots of, it's well set up. It just, I think Easter weekend kills it and they won't move it. So we kind of just get screwed. As Nate said, kids had a good time. Ozzy got to come down and dig in some boxes that he hadn't seen before, even though he'd lost on most of it. Overall, I wouldn't make a trip for it unless we set up because we will bring all the action. But otherwise, good dealers, good people, but nothing that I regret not buying.
Good. Well, it's easy on your wallet, right? Easy.
Well, paid $100 to get in and overpaid for some pops for the kids. So,
what else? I think that's it. You got any pickups?
I do, and I'll go first just because I may lose the internet pretty soon. So
go ahead and blow us all away, so nobody wants to show anything.
All right, so first things first. Old Label 2.0 Fantastic Four #1. I mean, it's possibly got some press potential to it, but I don't know. I don't think it's worth the gamble to maybe make another like G or $2,000 tops because it ain't getting that much higher than like a 2.5. So the real big book that I wanted to show you guys because that's
the little book.
Yeah, that's the little book. So word to the wise, if you are buying a big book, try to avoid doing PayPal e-check. It takes forever if it's above like a kind of dumb amount of money. Like if it's over 25 G's, it takes forever to clear and process. So just be on the heads up if you ever buy a book that big. This guy was a CBCS 9.0 that unfortunately stayed a 9.0 on the cross grade, but I got it for CBCS prices, so I ain't complaining.
I mean, you didn't lose any money.
No, I actually made a profit just by being in a different case. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I got that guy, and then doing Razzies Among Friends. Picked this up from Sleepy John. Little Eat the Rich.
It's a pretty cover.
The Friesen variant cover.
Yeah, that's a nice cover.
Oh, and also shout outs to Leg. I wouldn't call them pickups, but I just had a bunch of stuff come back from CGC. A bunch of 9.8s, 9.6s of that new Avengers 7 that if you watch my eBay, you'll be seeing auctions of them going because I'm just trying to get rid of them between now and Doctor Strange because I don't necessarily have the faith that they're going to keep the Illuminati around. So if you are watching my eBay, you will see 9.2s, 9.4s, 9.6s, 9.8s of this book going up the variant cover as well. So
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Who's next on the old list?
I can go quick. Okay. I mean, I'm like a degenerate this month. Apparently Brazil must be suffering for money because every guy I've ever bought books from was hitting me up, and I freaking have went into wife comic debt this month buying them, and they all showed up the couple weeks that I was gone. I'm just gonna flash through some. This is the first copy I've actually got of this one of Spider-Man #1. It's actually a full-size Brazilian copy in these days, which most of them are digest size, which is extremely frustrating, but took it and happy to have a good price. I bought several Venom 1s from a guy. I think I got more. Got one of these guys, Secret Wars 8. Nice Young Avengers one.
Nice.
More Venom. I think I got 15 copies of the first Gambit. One of my sellers that I've been working with a long time had put together a huge order from a guy on Instagram that was supposed to buy from him, and he ghosted him with like $3,000 worth of books. So me and some of the other gentlemen that have frequented the show helped him out and took some inventory off his hands because he was like, holy shit. Got quite a few of the Bishops. They did not print 361, so this was the first Carnage. The 361's in there, but the cover they used was that one. First time I got this, the Secret Wars one, with a nice lettering is nice and kind of glossy. Actually got the whole run of that one. And a couple more that I have never owned this, which is a nice Bane, also with the kind of holographic background. So I thought that was cool.
Cool.
And then I got about 5 of these guys. And then this was the nicest book of the week. A very nice, this is the second printing of the Punisher there, but
nice.
With the white cover, they are just beat to shit and hard to do. So I got that. And I don't know if I had one other book and I lost it. I did pick up the book that I bought the original Brazilian cover art for, so happy to get that. I'll have to show it another day. And then this is the weirdest thing I bought. I mentioned it. I bought a Dan Hip original art. It's very small. It's an art card, but I just kind of dug Pikachu digging on a beer with I think he's playing Pokemon Go in the back. So I thought it was sweet and a good price, so I took it. I love Dan Hip. I love the art. I love that it was Pokemon, so I took it. So
cool. Leg, you got anything up there?
Yeah, not much. A few things. I did. I was digging in your own boxes, and I actually reached over this just to pull up because you in the market report with the cover list. So I found a cover list Spidey 101 in my closet. So there's that. So not a new pickup, but I know I got this for about $5, and
I'll give you $6 for it.
I was gonna say you might. The way it's got that movie was reviewed, you might get 8.
I might. Hey, should I slab it like this?
You should. It's pretty funny.
People tend to give some shout out to already had these, but whatnot sending these out. It says all the sellers' names are on the back. All got these.
That's
so
nice.
These
They're like
are free.
famous in comic books now.
And they're free and they're worth a really good amount of money. So I'm gonna keep whatever ones are the nicest because I do have my name on the back. Nothing.
Not as nice as your mug on the front.
No. Actually, it's on the back, but it's right there. The Tribe Called Quest homage right there. Stranger threw me on the back. And Mel. Not. I don't know where his thing went. I just had his. Maybe I dropped it on the ground. Shout out to a friend of ours, Ninth Wonder. Yep. Had his in there. I just bought some stuff on his whatnot. This I never got this when it came out, and I just love the, whatever. Inhuck Lee, Spider-Geddon 4. I buy any of those. The Secret Wars Spider-Gwen 2099 2 variant. So cool books, great shipping, great guy. So everybody give our friend Ian a follow. And what else did I get? when pre-order pays off. So we got this this is the ratio for 93 in the last issue. So first appearance there. Was gonna sell it. I might grade it. I haven't checked the back yet. Again, it was just digging our own boxes, but like the one. So I didn't just buy these, but like sort of the crossover thing, sort of something people that talk about. So Matt in the Cover Price thing newsletter that he sends out, they do a bunch of stuff on there. Everybody should subscribe to that. It showed this Jax 1 in 50 for SOA go up, and it said it was sold for, I don't know, somewhere close to 250, 230, something like that.
Those books are impossible.
It's some super impossible. I gave one to my friends, and then I had they were in there too. So that's the tattoo variant, and this is for this 1 in 50. This is the 1 in 25. And I was like, wait a sec, I'm pretty sure I still have this. And my friend's kid's name is Jackson. I told him I was gonna give him the comic book, but he doesn't know which ones. So I might just buy some other ones that aren't worth as much and freaking grade this. So there's that, right? But I know I have given that to.
I was looking at Pops with my kids, and the one thing I remember somebody asking for at 2 different booths, I must have kept following, was they were looking for the SOA stuff. So
yeah, maybe there's probably the same day as the email.
So
it came last week, and this shout out culmination of a very, very, very long wait from CBCS with the signed Dave in there from when Drew and I got to have lunch, and this is the they don't got much of his logo on there, but here's the Wanted Comics down here on there. So
that's perfect. That's the perfect placement.
Oh, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. Like, because this has the same back covers as the others, I think, except I don't know how.
I hate to say it, like I love Drew to death too, but it's like you don't need a quarter panel, like a little small something small. Still there. Yeah.
But you don't even know it's there. So cool lunch, cool dude. I'm glad, really good experience. I was actually got to they accepted me again as a CBCS witness, even though I think that's expired. And after a very long wait, these all came back, so he can send them to his customers, and broke me down one obviously for my time and such and cool stuff. So that is it.
And he's not the only one, because our boy Dennis said Dark Horse made all of our logos small on that. So
I believe I think so.
I'm sorry if you guys did it last week or not, but congrats on Dennis on the new storefront, man.
And he's got 100 of the sets of the High Republic still pre-order left. So if anybody still wants a set,
have you been?
Are they on there?
I haven't. Yeah, they're on Wonder World, the website. If he shoots up the website, I don't know if he'll be able to, but I have not been there yet. I talked to Dennis this weekend. I got to go down there. Just Monroe's a little bit. It's not a hike, but
how far away is that for you?
On a good day, I don't know. Let's look in the old map. Just I don't want to give false information up to people. I would probably say 30, 40 minutes maybe.
Where's he at? The Monroe Mall?
Yeah, Monroe Mall.
If you're in that area, check him out, man.
Yeah, it's right in Monroe. If I do directions real quick, it's at the Cribbo. It is an hour and 6 minutes.
It's a bit out.
Yeah.
To me, like anything like in the hour range, I'm like, that ain't shit. Let's go.
Yeah.
But you're a busy man. Much busier man than me. So
So he's got to get set up. He's we kind of talked about it a little bit. He's got it right next to a movie theater. So like the movies, and then boom. So like, and he's got stuff like real cheap there. It's not like he's got like high dollar crap all over the wall. It's like, $1, $3 stuff, $5 stuff.
No, it's got all on the wall. I love it. Like, my theory at the show is put as much shit where people can see it as they want, and he's doing it. So.
Yeah, and he's got the boxes where it's like, it's like if you go to a thing, you're like, we just talked about it. You go to see a Spider-Man movie. Hey, there's Spider-Man books for $3. How many people are gonna, if your kid said, hey, can I get these books for $3 a piece?
Yeah.
Whatever, dude. It's all smart.
Well, congrats, Dennis. Glad you got yourself a storefront again. I wish you the best of luck.
What do you got on? Oh, look at this. I'll put it up there. Good job, Blake. Nice job. I'll put the link in the chat for everybody.
This one might try, or this. Let me give you a second one. He's got like 2 links in here.
I'll do them both.
Throw them both.
I got you. So the other thing too is Mr. Carter. Let's hear what you got, man. I've been posting a video on Easter because we didn't do a VHS show. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I came across this for $30 the other day.
Cool.
House of Mystery number 66. If you look up prices on this, prices are thoroughly respectable.
Why?
I'm not sure why. Because the last two sales for this, one was 200 and the other was around 130. And it has to be just because of the cover. I love the cover, by the way.
It's an interesting cover. I just didn't know if there was something else going on.
Yeah, no, it's not necessarily a first appearance or anything like that. It's just a good cover.
Is it the robot head?
It's a woman in the iron mask.
Okay.
So it probably the freakiness of the iron mask cover, coupled with woman fancy dressed woman, iron mask,
bright colors, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I got this for $30. Another House of Mystery number 69.
I like that one.
I like it. I didn't want to leave it there, so this was another $30 book. And some more House of Mystery. We have actually number 1 from 2008. This is the 1 in 25 Bernie Wrightson variant.
Ooh,
wow.
And we found this. I found this for $2.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, and there's one. There's actually an auction. I don't know if it ended already or not, or if it's going on, but it's going for a decent chunk from the last time I checked. So I got this for $2, and I couldn't be happier. I've been eyeballing this book for about a year. So to find this thing for $2 was awesome, very awesome. And found this for $1. Elephant Men. J. Scott Campbell cover.
Wow.
What is this? The comic book Legal Defense Fund?
Yes.
Correct.
Cover, and just beautiful. I don't think it really goes for too much. People want a lot for it, but it really doesn't sell.
I think it's one of those
like
people
that.
don't know they're looking for.
Yeah, probably.
Kind of like earlier the Warlord of Mars and that kind of stuff. Like people just don't know
Correct.
that they exist.
Yeah. And so we came across this. I was for $1. I'm like, ooh, let me go ahead and buy that. And
If you threw a Spider-Man shirt on her, it would sell for $200.
exactly. And
Yeah.
in the last pickups, I had talked about Aphrodisiac, and I found this. I've had this for a long time, and this is Street Angel number 5. And this is the actual first appearance of Aphrodisiac, the superpowered pimp. That's all I get.
Nice.
I like it. That full run is like $150, man. It's not cheap.
We're getting some Aphrodisiac cosplay.
I like it.
Right.
Cool. Good show. Anybody else got anything before we kind of wrap this one up?
A very ratty copy of Hulk 181 sold for like $1,700. That thing was beat.
Should I show it?
Yes.
Okay.
Good lord.
Did it just go off?
Yeah, I think. Where the hell is it?
I got you. Give me a second.
God, 17.
Oh,
Weren't we selling nice copies of that a few years ago for $1,700?
About yeah.
Oh, our friendly attorney wants you to pimp the Pittsburgh show.
Oh, yeah. There's a show in Pitt. Well, there's not too much to say because I don't have the flyer with me. But
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
there's the show in Pittsburgh.
Okay, boys.
May 1st.
Here we go.
Is it Steel City Con or the other one?
It's the comic swap meet in May 1st.
Let's go.
God. Is that mold?
It looks like shit more so than mold. I don't know if you'd rather deal with shit or mold, but
looks like I've been on a fire.
Dude, Dino had a copy that literally someone wiped their ass with, and this is worse.
Yeah, I know, bro.
That's a rough one. Oh,
and he got it for this one went for $1,763, guys.
yes.
Some guy on a bicycle showed up at my work in LA with that in like a folder to sell to Dino online, and his chocolate ice cream from his childhood was still on the fucking cover.
Hey, the 180 got good money. Or 180 got a good one. I was surprised. I got a good grade out of 180. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of looks like fire, like smoke damage, like right. And like,
but what's the gunk though? That's
actual shit.
I don't know.
Somebody was playing with a lighter. I don't know. That's wild.
Yeah, man. It was like that's
an ugly copy.
Somebody back in the day took this like a Boy Scouts with them, and they had the campfire thing. It was like, hey, I'm gonna do this comic in front of this campfire.
Should I burn it? Should I burn it?
Hey, it'd be cool if I burned it, right, guys?
It was at 1100 for like the longest time. I went to sleep, woke up, and there we were.
Yeah.
Wild.
Damn.
Interesting.
No.
Where did it start at? Oh, 99 cents.
Wow.
Wow, buck. Woo.
Somebody who sold that's real happy.
And this one on is a 7-dayer? Yeah, 7-dayer. Interesting. Okay. Huh. Interesting.
I love sales like that.
Hey, that's what you got to do. So, all right, everybody. We'll catch everybody next week. VHS show will be back on Sunday. Carter's thing will be back on Friday. And we'll catch everybody later. So we'll talk to everybody later. Do the thing. Bam.